What's going on? Welcome to the Love Coach Podcast. Coach Alex, how you doing?
I'm doing amazing as usual. How you doing, buddy?
I'm loving this summer.
Yeah?
I mean, it's raining like crazy, but, we're getting over it soon. But, what I'm excited about, what we're doing here at the studio with this new style, this new format, and we're going to go right into it. This is a video, and it is from a very big, famous actor.
That you like or not?
I love his movies. I don't know him at all personally, and so I don't want to get into what he might be all about, but I love his movies. And he gives great advice about something I always tell my clients, and I'm sure you have in your own different scenarios of a breakup, moving on, divorce, anything in that sense of transition, that it is supposed to be scary. And it's okay if you're going to do something afraid or scared or nervous. And sometimes people might get stuck or feel like they're stuck because of that. Mm-hmm. And so let's take a look, and I'd love to see what you think about it. Ray, let's hit it.
Let's go.
You have to just live life, and don't be afraid to be afraid. People ask me, are you afraid?
Yeah.
It's like...
Because you should be.
Yeah, but there's things like even in life where I feel it, but I'm not afraid to feel it. I think that's the difference. I'm not afraid to be afraid. I'm not afraid to not know something and work on trying to figure out how to know it. I'm all in, I'm all in as a friend, as a coworker, as kind of, attacking life, really. It's okay to say, I don't know. All my crew, when I'm working, they hear me. It's like they ask me questions or what's the answer. It's like sometimes it's like, I wish I knew. I don't know, but I will figure it out, and we will figure it out together. That's, to me, that's what life is about. That's what movies are about. It's all of us together. It's not just me.
What's your take?
Oh, my take on this one. I think it's a very profound message. And my take is it requires a lot of personal knowledge. You need to know yourself so well to be able to share something so powerful, because most of the people will share that it's weird or that they don't understand what is so special about what he says. But basically the idea is every time you're afraid of something, you're activating your failure. Because when we are afraid of something, like we are not ourselves. When we are afraid of something, that's the moment our brain will just share the negative emotions. We will feel sad, we will feel depressed, we would be kind of like in a circle, vicious negative circle. The moment you stop to be afraid of, and you still embrace this because you know that you're giving your best, and you know that most of the time when you're afraid, you have this energy that will make you be even better. You're afraid of a job interview, you will do it so well. You will say things that you won't say it naturally with this adrenaline, dopamine, all of those things. So that's why I love his message, because it's like really you need to know yourself. Because if you're afraid of something, you will fail. But if you're not afraid to feel emotions because you know that you can overcome them, how strong will you be in a relationship, right?
I mean, Tom Cruise strong,
Yeah, that's
so,
true.
I mean, again, I love what you're saying in that sense of adding a different layer to not just the message where you need to know yourself. You need to be aware of a lot of things in the sense of not just knowing what you're worth or what you deserve or what you're looking for. But if you're in a situation, ladies, where you're not aware of who you are, or you're not sure of your identity, and you're constantly attached to the relationship or him, which you know is unhealthy, then we definitely need to talk, because we've all been there. We've all been there. If it's a professional thing, relationship thing, there's always, it's endless in that sense of, feeling afraid or feeling that fear. But if you can't separate why, in the sense of what Coach Alex was saying, in the sense of accountability, self-awareness, responsibility, acknowledgement of, okay, I think I don't deserve this. And so what's key about that, I've had so many calls, unfortunately, where people they secure their insecurities. I've said this before, in a way where they rather take the known toxicity of the situation because they're afraid of the unknown, assuming they're going to be in another toxic situation. And so they put this fear, again, false evidence appearing real, like you said, with afraid. You're almost like in this cycle, this aura, this funk, like what's going on? Because it's a feeling and a thought, just triggering yourself, going down that rabbit hole, convincing yourself that I'd rather stay in this unhealthy, toxic situation. I'd rather stay in this, and settle and compromise my self-value and respect because I don't want to be alone, or who's going to love me, or I have 2-3 kids, or, I'm at this age, or whatever it is. And I've seen too many times people who just are afraid of the unknown. And I believe when you find that level of awareness and you get some help through family, friends, and us, that's what we do here as coaches, not just relationship, but life coaching, you're going to figure it out. And we're going to be here to help you and support you, but also understand that you don't need to settle for this, and you don't need to compromise who you are, just one step at a time.
I love what you mentioned, Coach Andrés, because usually when you're facing a situation, you think that you will find the resources, but I want you to know something. I really specialize by studying the neuroscience, and I realized that our brain, the purpose of the brain is only to protect us. Which means that the moment you will start to be afraid, instead of pushing you against the fear and moving forward, the brain will start to analyze and make you stay in a situation because it knows about it. That's why you're so afraid of moving on, open a new page, overcome a breakup, or just, overcome codependency. You're so used to this emotion, your brain will make you stay in it.
Yep.
So it's very important for you to understand that sometimes your brain could be your worst enemy.
No, I love what you're saying about that, because when you go a little further with the neuroscience, the brain, what it does, and again, it's not because it has this objective or agenda towards you. The brain is built like, again, almost like a battery or a machine to protect, to secure, to safe. Put on your seatbelt. I'd rather be safe than sorry. I don't know, it's going to rain tonight. It's constantly always doing that. That's the purpose, in a sense, of one of the main things it does. But the idea is to always secure your actions, your words, your feelings, in a sense. But it's always trying to find the safest form of it, in a way. But then again, when your heart is all about the hope, the belief, the faith, the passion, the romance, and you're like, but I really believe in him. I know he'll change, and just one more time won't be the end of me. And you just compromise more and more and more, which can also be just as dangerous. And so when I always say, when it comes to that, I know firsthand, personally, from my experiences of what I've gone through, your gut doesn't lie to you. Your gut doesn't bullshit you. Your gut doesn't necessarily care about safety or security. It talks about what's right. Am I going to be able to sit with this? Literally. Am I going to be able to digest this? Literally. Am I going to be able to be me? Or am I going to have stressed out, anxiousness, nerves, knots, and soreness all over it, because your system is constantly, you're fighting yourself because your gut's saying something the whole time. Your heart wants to hope and believe in something, and your brain's trying to secure something. That's where you realize when your gut is saying something out loud, listen to it. Maybe it might be saying the more truthful, honest thing than your heart or your brain is saying.
And sometimes the gut, you know what you feel, but you don't know what to do.
Yeah.
That's when you need to seek
Or you don't
help.
know what to say.
Yeah. That's when you need to seek help with coaching. Like, I have I have personal coach when I go to the gym. I have a life coach. I have a coach for speaking English. So it's very important to seek help so you know what you have to do from someone that can make you win sometimes. So if you don't know how to overcome your fears, if you don't know how to stop being afraid, if you don't know how to trust yourself, there is a moment where I can really encourage you right now to go check coachingwithandres.com, because first of all, you will have the free evaluation, and I speak for him because I have seen how many testimonials and how many messages we receive for the 360 approach, not just love, but self-confidence, nutrition, sports. I think it plays a big role.
Huge role, because everything's repetition. Everything is a built system. Everything's a foundation piece to not just the relationship, ultimately the goal that you want, but you need to find the ways to practice it, apply it. And so what I try to implement is life coaching lessons, fitness, nutrition, guidance. Again, nothing to, in a sense of being like a boot camp in some form, but it's to a point where if you want to learn how to emotionally discipline yourself or emotionally mature from something else, we're going to apply it to things in your life, literally with what you eat. and how you work out, or if you work out, and your personal assessment of how you look at yourself. We need to get better at those things, and that way you confront your fear and you're not as afraid. But when you project all that and you basically define yourself or your level of confidence or fear based on someone else or something else of an unhealthy relationship, we've seen that too often, where it's like they just constantly get lost and just not even more of delusional, but they just are, they're setting themselves back so much further than they think they are, in a sense. They think they're like, well, I could deal with what I know that's bad, and they feel like that's okay and acceptable, but really it takes so much a toll on them because they know their gut saying like, this is not right, and even if I'd rather be alone than with the wrong person. So
yeah, I see exactly, and that's why you need to trust the process and you need to also find the solutions. But if you stay afraid, let me tell you that it will only become worse.
Yeah.
Because when we're afraid, we have a lack of success, then we start to increase the lack of self-confidence. We start to increase the idea that we won't find solutions. So it's very important to react as soon as possible.
You're not the only one. We're always afraid.
Yeah.
But the idea overall in life is get really good at doing it while you're afraid. Because if you're always good at doing things when you're excited, yeah, who doesn't want that? Yeah,
for sure.
Captain Obvious. But when you can actually take accountability and take initiative on things that you know are good for you and you're a little afraid, now that's a skill. So go to coachingwithandres.com, check it out. My contact information is in the top right corner. You get a free consultation, or go to FrenchRelationshipExpert.com. Always hit 5 stars, share this podcast, and again, ladies, hit the comments. We're always going to read them and check them out, and thank you for tuning in. Coach Alex, always a pleasure.
Same. Thank you, ladies.
Take care.